Atlanta Paving is going out of their way to try to bring in the younger people, take time with them, try to train them, spend a lot of time with them trying to train them.
We've always wanted to, hire exceptional people, because if you surround yourself with great people, you have an opportunity to do great things. And depending on how your makeup is, will depend upon what kind of challenges we can put you, in front of.
Test the waters, but don't drown them. I'm Zach Lopez, and I work for Atlanta Paving as an asphalt foreman. Started back in 2012, probably when I got out of high school. Got out, decided that I was gonna go be a shovel man. Worked on the shovel for the soil cement crews, cleaning curbs in neighborhoods all around Georgia, and kind of started from there, worked my way up to a roller, worked my way to the sheet foot roller, then to a skid steer, and then we kind of moved around, got into the asphalt side of things, I was shovel man, shovel man, shovel man. Hey, move this here, move that here. Putting stuff on a trailer, detaching a bucket and putting a new one on, dumping rocks. 2018 is probably about the time they told me, hey, do you want to step up? And I was like, yeah, let's go.
So whenever I got out of high school, me and actually 3 of my buddies started working as just shovel guys, just doing, whatever my dad needed. We'd come to the shop, cut the grass, pull weeds, clean stuff. We were do boys, basically. Working with Zach, we learned how to run the Bobcats, which I kind of already knew the gist of it, but my buddies, they were learning how to do it, and they picked up on it just as quick as I did, I think. I've definitely found that kids who played sports tend to be better at picking up how to run equipment quicker, just because they're so hand-eye coordination focused, and they see what they're doing, what it's gonna do next, and they can prepare for it. If you're a linebacker, like I was, you drop back if it's a pass play, and then you already know where you're gonna look as soon as you turn back around, what you're looking for and what you're gonna do next. One of my buddies was an outfielder. Once you catch that ball, before you even catch the ball, you're thinking, if this ball comes to me, this is what the base I'm throwing it to, or this is the cutoff man I'm throwing it to. So they're thinking ahead what their actions that they're doing now are gonna do, and they can not see the future, but be prepared for what's gonna come next. And I think that's a huge thing. Doing asphalt, if you're not looking ahead, you're not gonna have a good job at the end.
There's so much new technology, so much.
The water systems on the rollers are up to date. They even on timers, come on and off. The pavers, you don't have to stand back there and smoke. You got electric heat. Everything is moved up so well in the industry. It's not an easy job, but you can make it hard or you can make it easy. Does that make sense?
Kids right out of high school, they've been exposed to that for their entire life. Even if they don't necessarily know the technology for what we do, they will be able to grasp it quicker than somebody that hasn't been exposed to all of that their entire life.
Great person's not defined by all the experience that they bring. A great person is defined by being a hard worker, an honest person, a person that does the hard right. And when nobody's looking, they're working really hard to be part of a team that is going to do some exciting projects. People have got to appreciate the opportunity. You got to be all in, and you got to be able to work with challenging situations. One area that a lot of people have a problem with, and we've even suffered in that area as well, is letting your people know what you expect. And so you need to know your people. If you get somebody good, take the time. Don't rush into overwhelming them. Give them step-by-step expectation. Nobody wants to go out there with constant failure and think that they can lead a team. So if you don't prepare them to win, then everybody's losing.
be a lot of those newbies that just don't know. One way or another, they're gonna learn, and one way or another, they're gonna figure it out. So if you can do it with them, and they're gonna stay with you, it's gonna benefit everybody. I was that guy that was just a shovel man, didn't know nothing, you know, and now I'm a foreman, and I can go out there and people want me on their jobs, and that feels good to see it's available at a thriving company. I think that's a good attention drawer for the younger generation.
You know, whenever I first started, I learned some from my dad, not all. The actual physical labor I've learned from a guy named Esteban. He's been here longer than I've even been alive. We've got a paver out there with a plaque that says made for him. He's taught me a lot about running skid steers, how to make things easier, like even picking up piles. Like there's different ways where you can make less of a mess and being able to pick it up easier. Like just simple things like that that other people don't really understand that can make the job go easier and smoother and cleaner. I train people a little bit lighter than I'd say we probably got trained, because can't cuss anybody out like you may have been, not saying that we were. I can definitely translate what I want done pretty well, just because I had somebody always telling me how to do it and whatnot, and I can explain what I want.
If you can't lead your guys in the right direction from the start, you ain't gonna have a good day. If you're in a bad attitude, everybody's gonna have a bad attitude. If you have the I don't care attitude, well, that's gonna trickle down the line. So you just gotta show up, show out, do your best every day, and do quality work.
I have found myself in situations where my managers were doing a better job than me. I don't find it as a threat. I find it as a compliment that over time we were able to build up somebody's self-esteem and their ability to work in an environment where they can excel and be known in the Southeast as the best person to do that job, and everybody wants them. It's amazing to watch the treasure in our talent pool that we have here exceed some of the personal goals that I've hit. To watch it develop is just unbelievable.
I've got a guy who I work with now. He's my lead man, that's what we call it. Basically a foreman in training. He's 27 years old and he's bilingual. Basically trying to get him trained up the same way I was. I had him on the roller at first, and then he kind of moved to the screw, and then a bobcat, and then now he's been running the paver. And he's good at math, and he can measure the job and order material and stuff. For him, it's just getting the confidence to make those calls and be sure in yourself. You measure everything carefully and watch the way you talk to your guys, ask them their opinions on things, and it'll kind of make the job go easier because they feel like they have a voice at work. That's kind of what I'm trying to instill in his head, you know?
Because nobody wants to come to work and feel left out.
Recently, we've been able to hire a few of Dustin's kids to come and help out at the plant.
Both of my boys work for me now. Colin, he kind of does the quality control, checking and making sure the materials stand within specs and within tolerance. My other son, Blake, I call him the ringleader of the traffic control air traffic control tower up there, because he manages all the dump trucks coming in and out, loading them, takes all the phone calls and orders and stuff like that. It gets pretty hectic. I'm super proud of both of them. They've both stepped up to the plate and done really exactly what we needed them to do. It's fun being able to see your boys every day since they've moved out the house, and I still get to see them at work. If you come into a company where you feel like a family, you don't want to leave family, you don't want to let family down. Say we get a good guy, he wants their brothers, whether they know anything in the industry or not, he's willing to teach them and find them a home. I know that I've made a living here and been able to produce well for my family compared to everybody else in the industry. I feel comfortable bringing my kids, my family, knowing that they're gonna thrive when they get up and come to work here and do a job.
And we have a loyalty between the team members that are here and that are leading and the ownership that, you know, they wouldn't exit because, you know, there's something that's worth more than money. And the thing that's worth more than money is your relationships with your people and the respect you have between the people. So every time somebody comes and tries to recruit somebody from us, where you take it a little bit offensive, you know, on the other hand, you need to relish on the opportunity that, you know, we're committed